Hi, Isiaka.
Hi, Victoria. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I tried to switch to a better network before I even start.
Yeah, we are live right now. I was trying to share my screen.
Okay,
But you
should I
can,
share my?
yes, please.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Trust you had a nice weekend. Happy New Week, and welcome to week 5. I hope you have been enjoying your stay here with Zuri. So I'm also here with my senior colleague. So Victoria, I think you could have heard her voice. So we'll be having this class together. Good evening, Victoria, once again.
Good evening, Isiaka. Thank you all for joining the call. It's awesome to have this Git week. It's all about version control, and I'm excited. Thank you, Isiaka, for having me.
So, all right, today we'll be talking about Git and GitHub. You have been given some videos, so I believe that should have gone a long way in introducing the course to you. So, but I know there will be one or two challenge as regards the task given. So we'll start from there. And I would like everyone to listen attentively to me, and I would like everyone to get this once and for all. So this is what I have for officer. But before I proceed with that, I'll also go and check let me open the task so that we can see and I can make further explanation about it. And that's how I would like you to do the task. And please, when there is a saying that a rolling stone gather no moss. I hope I said it well. If you're unsure of something, don't do it. It's one of the safety things in life. When you are unsure, you should not do something. If you're unsure about a task, don't submit it. And there's no even reward for submitting early. If you are the first person that submitted, you don't have any reward for it. So please be 100% sure and certain before you submit an assignment, especially this task here. You can't resubmit a task after you have submitted it. So why don't you just be patient enough? So I'll open I'll open my Zuri account. Let me open it here. So please, that will really help us, and it will really help you. I want everyone, almost 99.9%, even not even 99%, everybody to pass this, to excel in this front end. So I want us to break records. So the only means we can do that is by helping ourselves. Make sure you don't submit when you are not. Make sure you don't submit. Make sure you don't submit when you are not certain. Someone is talking about iOS. Please, so I've not used iOS, I have not used Mac, so I don't know. And I believe we have colleagues, so don't be afraid. We have colleagues. Sliver Code can uses Mac, so I believe he will be able to make justice on that. I think me and Victoria, we are both using Windows, so please accept that from us. I will not be able to take any question as regards Mac. So, but I believe Sliver Code will do justice to that. So, please, if your question is based on how you can do it on iOS, I've not tried before, and I've not tried to learn one or two things before. That's me being honest with you. So please, but I know we have colleagues that can do that. So it's just saying that when I reach the sea, I will know how to cross it. But so apologies if I will not be able to answer question on that. So now, this is what the instruction is: publish all week 3 to week 5 tasks assignment to a GitHub repo called assignment. You have a lot of tasks here. The repository should have 3 branches: name, week 3, week 4, week 4, and week 5. So those are the 3 branches on GitHub. And that will lead me to explain what we mean by Git and GitHub. GitHub is just, and the difference between them is one is local, one is on your machine, and one is you can access it anywhere. GitHub is just a website, just like Facebook. GitHub is also a website that you can access. But the one you can access on your computer is Git. So if you want everybody, if you want a lot of people to see your work, you need to push. That's the term used in GitHub. You need to move that your work or push that your work from Git to GitHub. So I mean from your local machine to your GitHub. If you want everybody to be able to see your work, so you need to move it from your Git to your GitHub. So I hope that simple definition is clear. Git doesn't require network. That's another difference. You don't need to use a network for you to be able to use Git. That means Git is when you say it's a version control system that you want to track any changes in your file. So you don't need a network to use Git. But if you want to use GitHub, you need to be connected. You need to be connected with. With internet. So I hope that simple. Explanation before going to a more detailed explanation is clear about the difference between Git and GitHub. So now the questions are push all your week 3 to week 5 assignment to a GitHub repo called assignment. The repository should have 3 branches: name, week 3, week 4, and week 5. I believe in the videos you have watched, they have explained extensively how to create a repo. So I don't actually want to go into that, but because I'll be needing it, because by doing it, I'm just helping you to do the assignment in one way or the other. So, but I'll also explain how to create branches. So that's that. And the second task is update your profile with your GitHub link. Apart from okay, that will move me to open my GitHub profile. It's easier, github.com/Isiaka. It's very, so this is my GitHub account now. Apart from, I want you to update this profile, your name. This way I've written main stack. You should have everything that you need there. You should have it here. Though we are still coming to this aspect also, which I will explain in details. So set up your username.md file on the GitHub using the link. Yeah, there's a link here also provided. So this one here, the second and third assignment will also require you to create a repo. Yeah, if the instruction is not clear, it's just for you to also to be able to also attend an office hour. So now for the first one, I will go, but I don't know, for the sake of those people, I believe most of you could have watched the video. So I will just go through some basics of then we'll see. Like I said earlier, if I want to work with Git, I will use it's what I will use on my local on my computer. But if I want to work with GitHub, I have to use the internet. So I would start with using the Git. Now, for example, now I can come to my desktop here. I can come to my desktop here. Now, this is my desktop, which I believe everyone can see. If I right click here now, there are many options. If you have okay, I believe there are if you have issue with installing your Git, you should try and contact your colleague, or you send a DM, but I don't believe that should be an issue. Just go to search for Git, installation of Git, you'll be able to use it. And also make sure you install Git bash. This one is I'm not sure about I am Mac user, but if you go for my system now, if I go to show more, I'll see some other options coming up. You can see now I have Git bash and I have this Git UI. This Git UI, GUI, I have not used it before. But what we essentially need here is use Git bash. You can use Git bash, you can use your terminal, and you can use your CMD. Any command now you can use it. So now I'm coming here now and saying Git bash here. So now it has opened my desktop. There are a lot of things. If I put ls, there are some commands like ls means that the list of files there. So these are what we have here. I can clear, I think clear should work. So now, so that's what we have. Let me zoom in so that we can all see clearer. I hope we can all see this. So now, the first thing is this. I would like to create my create a folder. So there is a command called make directory, mkdir. That's what like make directory. I can create called Zuri week 5. So if I click on this now, if you look at my, if you can see my desktop very well, somewhere somehow, okay, you can see here there is Zuri week 5 here. The folder has been created. So now I can go into that folder, that is CD Zuri week 5. This has been explained for you before, Zuri week 5. So now I'm inside that folder. I can create a lot of, I can create files by doing touch index.html. So now inside, if I open this now, if I open this my Zuri here, you can see an index.html there. Maybe because you can see now there's index.html here. You can create as much as possible using touch index.js. So now if you also check here, I can open it side by side and for us to see. I've not been checking my WhatsApp, my YouTube, so I will check now. So now we are having, I can do it side by side. So now we are having index, so I can also create index.css. Oh, I have to use touch index.css. If I click on this now, you can see now we have 3 files here. Now, like we said before, that will take me to my slide. I have here. What I mean by Git? Git is a free and open source version control system. It's a version control system. Then what do you mean by version control system? It's the management of documents, computer programs, large website, and other collection of of information. That means Git is when you say, when you are using, when you are tracking the changes you have in your file. Is what we mean by version control system. It helps you to track any changes. It helps you to manage your document. So that is a little bit explanation. You can get more details information in the video sent to you. We only have 2 hours and we want to maximize your. I want at least anyone who attend this class, our class today, you should be able to be clear, and you might not need to attend any other office hour throughout the week. But to be honest, personally, I don't know all the Git commands. So you too. So don't limit your scope to what we are teaching you in the class, because someone that still doesn't even know everything. So don't limit yourself. So try and read more about Git and Git command also on your work. The only thing is that the more when you are collaborating with people, you have challenge, you have to know 1 or 2 things. But I know I have all what I need to be able to collaborate with my teammates, my colleagues for any project. I have everything. So it's not limited to that. You too can learn more. So maybe you're able to do your tasks today with our explanation. Don't limit your scope today. Try and also watch video or also read articles on Git also. It will also broaden your knowledge. So now we have this. Now, for Git to be able to track our changes, we need to do Git init. We need to initialize Git. So now I can do it here, or I can open everything inside my code, inside my VS code. So I prefer to open it inside my VS code, so I'll be able to see. So if I use code space, it should open the current folder here. So now, by doing this, I'll have my VS Code popping up. Maybe because I'm sharing my screen, that's why it's somewhat slow. Now it has opened, so I have this now. So I hope everyone can see my screen. Now you have to open your terminal. Remember that we are using terminal there, so we have to open our terminal again here. So now you can see new terminal here. So now this is what we have. I'll have to, because we are only working on this, I'll have to move it up so that we can see better. Maybe I have to zoom plus. I hope you can all see. I'm outside, so I'm trying to okay, so let me see what I'm doing also clearly. Okay, so we have this. I believe everyone can see my screen. Yeah, I believe everyone can see my my terminal also here. Now, to be able to do this, you have, as I explained earlier, and as I have it here in my slide, you need to, the first thing you need to do is you need to initialize Git. So you need to tell Git that it should what? It should start tracking this folder. So you need to initialize it. So now that's because Git init. That's how you are going to initialize it, Git init. Now, if you look at it now, by saying Git init, it creates this, if you do it on your own, it might not show all these things because I've done the setting. I was having an issue sometimes ago. So I have to say, basically, if I open my folder here, you will not see the Git. Okay, you are seeing it here, but there's a way you can hide it. You can hide, there's a way you can hide, the items. So most of you will not see this Git here. You not see this folder here because it is automatically hidden. So you can always go through your settings, play with it, and you are going to see where you have hidden files. Tell it to show all the files, then to show you this. It's the Git folder here. So this now by doing Git init, it has initialized Git here. Now it can see now it has said on track. So now it has said on track. So this because this so this is the initial state. So when I make any changes here, it will track it and I'll have to stage it. I have to stage and I have to commit. So stages. So now if I had this here now, I believe it has been explained a little bit for you. Now let's say hello H1 and let's say hello week 5. I don't need to run my server, so I have this here. Now, after making any changes, I have to stage and I have to commit. So for me to stage, I have to add the files. There are different ways to add the file. You can add it individually and you can add it all together. Let's start with adding it individually. You can say index git add index.html. There are better ways of doing it. You can say, apart from writing index, you can say star. Assuming you're having like 5 HTML file, you can put star here. That means any file that ends with .html, you should add it. So if I click here now, it's going to add that. You can see now, my index has changed from A. It has changed from undefined to this. That means it has been staged. That means I have added these files. It is tracking this file now. Git is now tracking this file. So I can also Git add, let's say our index.css. That one too will be tracked. But the better way of doing it, so for example, I'm having thousands of files. I'll be checking your message now. So for example, I'm having thousands of files. There's no way I can start doing all this. It is quite stressful. And as a developer, we're always lazy. We can't keep repeating ourselves. So to do that, there is another method you can use. So you can do git add. That means you add everything inside this folder. Anything inside it, you should add it. So now if I click on this, now all the files there will now be staged. So it is now managed this. Now, now we have to commit. Commit is like creating a snapshot. Like I said here, commit means you have to create a snapshot. If I open, you can read more about this. I think that was also explaining staging environments. That's what we have done. Stage files are files that are ready to be committed. You have not committed. You are working on. You will learn more about commission. As you are working, you may be adding, editing, and removing file. But whenever you hit a milestone or finish a part of your work, you should add the file to a staging environment. So that's what we have done. You can also read this documentation. It's more explanatory. My terminal is kind of blur. Okay, I will check that. I'm expecting my what's her name? I'm expecting Isiaka is my class rep. I've not seen her. So now I think I've gone through the question. I think most of it Victoria has been attending to you. So if your task has not been graded, it will surely be graded. So now you can add, yeah. There's nothing where W3 school doesn't have. And even if you are a pro, at times it's come to a time that you need to be explained to like a baby. So if there's a point, if there's a time in your life when you are browsing, when you are coding, and you need something to be explained to you like a baby, please visit please visit W3 School. Okay, Chamaka, okay, thank you. I hope I'm calling your name very well. So W3 doesn't have to, maybe. That's true. So now we have staged it now. Now we have to commit. So commit, since we have finished our work, we are ready to move from stage to commit. Adding commit keep track of our progress and change as we work. Git consider each commit point as a save point. Yes, it creates a snapshot like now. The commit is like, let me say, assuming that we don't have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So God now say, okay, after doing this, God now make commits. Make commit on Monday, Tuesday. So that commit, like now whatever we have done on Monday, it can also be reference. Like you can use that Monday to reference it. So it will create a snapshot. So like now, suppose you are working on let me say at the end of your work every day, you make a commit. So maybe you now make a mistake on Thursday. You now want to delete that Thursday work. That means after you make that commit, when you delete that snapshot, that means you have deleted a whole Thursday work. So that's it. When we commit, we should always include a message. Now I'll teach you different way of making that commit. Now, okay, where do we stop? Okay, now by opening my VS Code now. Now, there's something we call Git status. To know the status of your work, you can use Git status. Now, you see now, it's telling me that what, and I'm on what? Branch master. The master I am is called, the branch I am is what we call master. I have not made any commits, but I've staged some file. I can change it. That means I've made changes to this file because index.css, index.html, I've made changes to it now. For example, now, if I now come here and said, and change this document also, change it to week 5. No, I've made changes now. Now, if I save this now, let's see what it's going to bring. Now, let me run Git status again. Git status. I hope my terminal is clear now. You can see now, it said I've modified something in my index.html. I've modified something there, but I've not staged it. You can see now, this one I've not made commits. This at the first two files before I've not made commits, but this one here I've not staged it, so it's not aware of the changes. It's not part of the comments. So if we eventually lost our work, these new changes will not reflect. So to do that, I have to make another staging for that one. Since I only make changes in my index.html, I can go here and say index.html. So now I've made the staging for that. If I run the status again now, so this is what I have. So I've not made any comments. So there are different ways of making commits. Most especially, what you'll be using is this shortcut, git commits. Then you're going to put this flag M. Then you put your commit message. But let's start with the first one. If you can run git commit like this, it will open a new terminal. Git commit C, it's open new terminal here. Now this terminal here, you have to press I first. That means you have to insert here. Now you have to make a comment. You have to make a comment. Like you have to tell us, you have to make a comment. And make sure your comments, your comments will not start with hash key. If you make this commit message, not a comment. If you put hash key like this, it will serve as a comment, just like you usually comment in your VS Code or your HTML and CSS. You always make comments. It will not read. So for you to make comments, you have to don't need to put hash here. So this is one way. Now, for example, now because most of it they usually have initial commit because it's our first commit. You always use it with initial commit. So I can delete this hash now. Sorry, now I can delete this hash now. So this is now our commit message. Now initial commit from, let me put initial commit from Isiaka Abdullahi. So this is my commit message now. After finishing this, you trust me, you will not be needing this. you will not be needing this this method. The other method is what you are going to be using. But I just want you to know that this also happens after writing your initial commit. You have written everything, blah 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 you want, or I can say initial commit by Isiaka and Enebeli Victoria. I hope I get the spelling Enebeli Victoria. So now this is my initial commit. This is my commit message. This is what, so that the reason why we are putting commit messages is so that when you want to track your work, like now when you want to track your work, so suppose it's now that let me say I want to go to the first, maybe we have made 1 million of commit, and I want to go to the first one. I will be able to know that the initial commit, so that will ring a meaning in my head that this is the first commit we are going. So now after you are done with that, you are going to press escape. After pressing escape, I hope I've not forgotten, then you now press double column WD. So double column WD, then you press enter. Double column WD, press enter. Oh, have I forgotten it? Okay. I need because to be honest, I've not been using it, and I'm not used to using it. So I will check where I wrote it down. I know, because I know I'll forget, I might forget it. You don't need to memorize anything. It's always even if you are writing an interview test, you can always use your Google unless it is being restricted. So I will check where I've written it. So now coming back to where we have before.
Isiaka, you're trying to commit, you're trying to push, you're trying to commit, right?
Yes, I'm trying to use the git bash first before using just using the normal commit message.
Oh, okay.
It's something I know it's not that difficult. Actually, me personally, it's been a very long time. Okay, yeah, I got what I did, but maybe because I can't use some command on my terminal here. So now let's if we use this place, we are seeing this. Let me try it again before I try. I don't know why I can't access this. If I press escape again and I press, I'm not expecting this thing is pop up. It's popping up and it's affecting my screen. So let me try this, but that's just, I don't know if it works here, but if I come here and run git status, you can see it will still be the same thing. You can see we are having this same thing. Now, let me run git commits, just like I did the other time. Yeah, I'm just trying to run. I'm trying to use the command line, git commits. By using this now, it will pop up another thing. Yes, as expected. Wow. Okay, because I've opened it. Yeah, just hold on. I want everyone to know how to use this. Also, it's also a method that. What if I delete this? And yeah, let me close this. Yeah, I can always close it and go back there. I also advise you should know how to use it. It's something that I think it's just my terminal. I think I tried yesterday. Now let me just open with my normal terminal here. We'll still use the conventional one that people use. We are going to be using that, but I just want us to use this. Now, if I run git commit here now, let's see, it will pop up. Now, attention, found the swap file, blah, blah, blah. Why? Another program may be editing the same file. If this is the case, be careful not to end up with 2 different instances of the same. And edit session for this file, if this is, okay, let me close this again. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, Victoria, that's it. I'm just trying to use something new, or the normal way. Let me open my terminal again. If it didn't work, we definitely, okay, I'm still having my Git here. Okay, I didn't kill it. So I just kill it here. Now, okay. Now I just want everyone to know this. I will go to the conventional one. So don't be disturbed. But this is just one thing. You also know that it happens so that it won't be new to you. So if I come here and say git commit here, why? So maybe we're not going to be using it now. Let's just use the conventional way. Now, if you want to make a commit, you have to add a commit message. The best way is write git commit here like this and put this flag M. The reason why I'm moving to that one is that I want to write it in the in another terminal. But for you, the better way or the easiest way is to just flag it with M. That M means message. Then you put your message, what you want your message to be. Now I want to be initial commit by Isiaka, Abdullahi, and Victoria, Victoria. So now this is my commit message. So if I click enter now you can see now we now have a commit. You can see now this thing now is not bringing anything now because that snapshot has been saved. So if I go to my status now again, you can see now on branch master, nothing to commit. There's no change. Now there's something called git log also. You can see now this git log now. You can see what is, I think clear should work. Okay, clear work now. Now let's say git log again so I can all see now. Now you can see now it's bringing out the commit I made. You can see now it's giving me what? The commit message. Suppose I just write 1, 2, 3. If another day I'm coming, for me to be able to check this thing, it will be quite difficult. But by putting a good commit message, I'm having this. So anytime now, if I put git log now, I can check all the commits that I have there and I can be able to select this. I hope this is clear. I will check my message now. The other one, I will try it some other time, maybe when my system is not bringing this thing. But this is just a simpler way of writing a commit message. I hope that is clear, and I hope I've not make it cumbersome. So I'm checking your message. Yes, you can't install GitHub. GitHub is just like a website. It's just like a website. Yes, Chia Obasi, yes, that's what I did in my terminal, :WQ. That's what I did, and I'll try it again now, and it didn't work. So but when I try it, okay, when I try it on my other stuff, it works. So now let me make changes and let's try. We'll have to keep learning. Now, if I make any changes here, and I said H2 changes made. Now I've made a change now. Then if I run git status now, there must be a. Now you can see now I have something that have not been staged and have not been committed. So I can come here and say git add, then git commit. Okay, now I want to use that thing again. Let me try it and let's see. I don't know why it's giving me found a swap file. Okay. Okay, let me just come here. Okay, I think this is what is meaning here. I can delete it. Yes, nothing will happen. I hope everything will, now. So I've deleted that swap file it's talking about. Now let me open another GitHub file. Let's see if it's going to come that way. If it doesn't come, I don't want to confuse a lot of people, especially now. Found a swap file. Haven't I deleted it? So I'll delete this again. And let me delete this also. Okay, this is the file is fine then. So now I'll create another one. Why I will kill this one now. I'll keep this. It's okay, I can also quit. Now let me run git commit again. Okay, now now since I want to make the changes here, I'll press I to insert. So now I can set come here and say second second commit made by Isiaka. Yes, assume I'm the only one that make this. Now by pressing that, now I have to press escape key. After escape key, I'll press double column W. Is it WQ? Yeah. Now it works. Okay, I think I made a mistake by pressing this. It wasn't D. So these are way of making a commit. How this? I think I entered WD before. It is WQ. So now that's one way of making commit. So it should not be new to you if you see that, but you can just use the normal easiest one like this and do what you need to do. Now with this, I've created I've had a commit message. If I put git log again, I'll have two commits. You can see now I'm having two commits. The first one is by Isiaka and Enebeli, and the other one is by Isiaka. So those are the two commits we have. I can clear this now and go back. Now, because my time is running up. Now the other aspect is how to create different branches. Now, for you to know the current branch you are, you log git branch. That will tell you the current branch you are. Now we are on our master branch. So you can create different branches. You can create different branches. Now I'll be creating week. I'll create week 3 before with 5 branches, like I said. So now you can say git git checkout. That's how you check out. That means you are also going to be moving to that branch. Then you are going to do this. -b means that you are creating a new branch. -b means that what? You are creating a new branch. And what is the branch name? Week 3. Now I've created new branch and I've moved to it. So if I go to this branch again, so it's now telling me I have what? Master and week 3. So you can create. Now I'm currently in week 3. Git branch now, I'm currently in what? In week 3. So now I can make changes here. Now I can make changes here. Let me now say this is week 3, H3, and let's say this is week 3. Now, if I save like this now, this is week 3. I hope that is clear. You can use that command line. You can just use your message. I'm using so now I can close this now. Now this is week 3. I've made these changes. Let me open it now. Something has been modified now. Now this is week 3. I can come here now, say I have to add this git add. So I have to add all the file. I'm adding all the file we have here before. And I can say git commits. Let me try to use that last second thing again now. Now I can add, I can say on, okay, on the, let me say on week 3 branch, first commit. This is what I have here. Then I'll press escape, double column WQ, then press enter. Then that will make that commit message. Now, if you look at it now, this is week 3. This is what we have here. Now, if I say git, so it's week again. Let me say git branch like this. We are still in week 3. Now, if I want to go back to my master branch, note that there's week 3 here. Well, that is not inside my week. It's not inside my master branch. So I can come here and go back to my master branch, like saying git checkout. Now, if you want to move to an already created branch, you don't need to put that -b. You just need to name the master. I think if I put git checkout here, because the default one is master, it's supposed to work. Let me run it. I'm not too sure. Yeah, it works. Let me check git branch. Let me be sure. Okay, it didn't work, but you're supposed to, after you mention git checkout, you should put the name of the branch. I thought it was working before. I think I've tried it once time it worked. Maybe it changes, I'm not too sure. But the conventional way is that you are going to name the branch you want to the branch you want to move to. For example, I want to move to my master branch, so I can come here and say master. Now, if you look at it here now, what I have here, this is week 3, is no longer there again. It's no longer here again. You can also rename branch. You can Google it on how to rename branch. It's possible. Now you can see now this is week 3 is not here. But let me come here and say H1 here and said this is week week 1. So you can mark, say your git add here, you can add all these since you're on the git commits. I'm not using the normal one, I'm using this one now. Second commit by Isiaka alone. So now I have this now. So this is what I have. So I'm having 2 branches. You can also create more branches. I can say git checkout branch week 4. This is my week 4 now. I'm now on my week 4, so I can come here because it's copying, it's moving what we have in this thing and our index, our master branch. So I can change this to this now. Then I can make changes. It's add like this. It commits. There's added. Well, you can add it first commit in week 4. So now if I go to my grid branch again here now, you can see I'm having 4 different. The one that I currently on is week 4. So I'm having 4 different branches. I don't know much about this, but if you come here now, and if you come to your logs, your is it objects? No, refs, yeah. You can see now we are having all the heads here. We still talk about the heads in subsequent one. You can see this is what we have there, this is what we have. So these are the refs. So you don't really need it. So now we have, so I can also create, so now I can move to a different patch. I can go to git checkout week 3. I can go to git checkout week 3. I'm going to week 3. So this is what, if I'm index, this is what I have in my week 3. This is what we have in my week 3. I can do git checkout week 4. So this you can see now, these are all what I'm having in my Git. So that now categorically now I've created, just like you have been told, you should create different branches. So for my own class now, I've been able to create master week 3, week 4, and week 5. So now I'm still checking, how do I connect my Git and GitHub together? We are still going to reach that place. How do we connect? Are we supposed to merge after pushing? Don't merge. Don't merge. You don't need to merge. You don't need to merge. You don't need to merge. Leave the merging alone. Once you send it to me, it will not merge. Can we commit a message to another branch? How? You only commit a message when you are in the same branch. Well, if you like, this branch command is not returning anything on my. Okay, the reason why, maybe you only have the master branch. Create another branch also. Create another branch. Oluwadarasimi or Dejobi. Create another branch before moving to grid. Before saying grid branch. Let's see if that will work. I hope that will answer your question. So don't merge. There's no need of merging. So with them being said, so I think I've done something, all what we need to know. Or now I've created different branch. I've been able to write different commit message. So now let's go to our repository. Now this is my. I don't have that assignment. I don't have that assignment repo. You can see now I have over 120 repo. Sorry about that. I have over 120 repo here. So now I will create a new repo. So now I can come here and create new. Come here and say new. Now if I create new here, because now you go to here and say your repository name. What is your repository name? Assignments. Just like we said, assignments. Now I'm creating this now. If it is a folder that I've created before, you will not, this one will, if I create now another Isiaka EBD now to tell me that I have an existing one. So now, but assignment, I don't have an existing one. So I comment is like this. So this is fine. So description, you can come here and say it's optional. You may not need to read it. So a test assignment for GitHub in Zurich class. Don't mind my English, I think it should be fine. So now you can add a README, you may not add a README. For now, I will not be adding a README so that you can be able to see some of the commands, so that you'll be able to see it. You don't need a license, you don't need a git ignore because you don't need it for now. So now if I create this repo now, now we are having all this. If you look at it here now, if you look at this now, we are having all this coming up. So now, if you look at it now, we have done git init in our work. We do not add README file, so there's no, you don't need to worry about this. Now we have make our commit. Now we have to go. We are here. Now we can come here also. So not to complicate things, I'll be posting this like this. Now we are saying our main branch should be made, but you can also say, let's say one like this. This is our main branch, or this our master branch should be something like this here. Now let's go to what we have here. Now you have to add remote. Now there's something we call we know we have a remote branch here. We have a local branch, so we have to have a remote repo. Remote repo is this, the online repo. Now this our git is not aware of what we mean by online repo. So we need to tell him our remote, we call it remote, our remote repo. So this is the command line of adding the remote repo, git remote add origin, this blah blah blah. This is how you are going to do it. Oh, and I hope I've not made a mistake. I hope I'm the master. I'm on the Git branch. Let me see. No. Let me just run this. My M here should be my okay, it should just be my week one. It's fine. So now we need to add our remote repo. So anything we are sending from here will go to our online repo. So that will take us to this now. Now we are adding our remote repo. So if I click this, you see nothing will happen. But if I say git remote v, that means what are the things we have? You can see now it's telling me that this is my remote repo. Git Isiaka abd.assignment.git. This is my remote repo for fetch and this, because I've added it. If I've not added it, you will not see it. So this that's about that. Now you can now push now. So you can push your work here. Now I'm going to remove main and let me say week one. So so that is how everything has been done. So now if I refresh this page now, so we are having week one branch. You can create a lot of branch. So now we're having week one here. Leave this one here now. So I can come here also now, because we are in week one like this. I can come here and say git check out week 3. So now I'm now on my week 3 now. I need to push to my week 3 also. I'm now on my week 3 branch here now. I can say git, if you run git push like this, let's run git push, it will tell you what you are going to do. Because we do not have, if you look at it here, we are having only one branch here. We don't have any branch called week 3. So we need to create it. So if I fed git push like this, so now it's telling me that what I should set my upstream. That means I should create another upstream repo branch in that my repo. So if I copy this now and I paste it here, so now if I push now like this now, so now you can see now it's telling me now we have another branch called week 3. So now if I come to my browser here and I refresh this, you can see now I'm having two branches. You don't need to merge. I'm having two branches like this. Now I'm having two branches. I'm having week 1 and week 3. So you can easily swap between them. So this is my week 1 and this is my week 3. I think it's my network that is a bit slow. So now you can see this is my week 3. This is my week 3. So that's how we are going to do about other branch. You are going to push them. Yeah, so I'm having week, and for now I'm only having week 1 and week 3. So that's all about that. I believe you should be able to continue from here. I don't think so. I'll be checking your question also now. So now in week 5, because you do not have any project, Now, okay, now we said you should commit. Now, okay, now let me explain the content of the content you are going to be having in your week 3 and your week 4 and your week 5. Now, let me explain that. Thank you, Victoria. Now, if you are coming here now, because I mean, let me say Git. Let me say I'm in Git branch. I'm in Git branch and I'm in week 3. Now, all what I'm expected to be in your week 3 should be it's not your README file. Create all those things. Create all those all what you have in your week 3. All what you have in your week 3, your index.html, your index.css, all the websites you created for week 3 should be there. Don't just, I'm not wholly expecting a README file in your week 3. Or if I know what were you told to do in week 3? If you have, for example, now in your week 3, suppose now you are having 2 assignments. I expect you to create a folder like this. I have assignments, and it's only your front-end assignment, please, not back-end, so that it will be uniform. Only your front-end assignments. Don't do the assignment you were given in your backend. Don't put it. The assignment you are giving in your Python, please don't put it. So the reason why is that we want everyone to have a uniform assignment. So please just only send your, let me see if Victoria message for me. Okay, no. So just only the assignment you have in your front end alone, the one me, Victoria, and Sliver Code are only teaching you, is only what we expect you to push now. For example, now you are having 2 assignments there. You can say assignment 1 or limit anything, assignment 1 or task 1. So these are what I have my task 1 like this. This is what I have my task 1. In my task 1, maybe you are told to create a portfolio. So you can, inside you can create index.html like this, index.css, and index.javascript. Now, so this is what we have. Maybe this is what you have in your task 1. Let me say this is your portfolio website. This is your portfolio website. Maybe this is your portfolio website now. This is all what you have there. Now, this is what we have. And I think I don't want to go into it because it's not necessary. You should be able to figure that on your own. Maybe the task 2 here, the task 2 you were told to, I want it to be inside my roots now. Let me just come here and let me create my task 2 like this. Maybe you were told, maybe the tasks you were told to do, there were 3 taxes. There were 3 taxes. Like there were 2 taxes. Now, the first one is portfolio, and maybe the other one is to use maybe you are told to use a Flexbox or something like that. I've forgotten the tax. So create those tags inside the 2 different folder like this. And now inside the tags 2 now you can also create index.html. Those of you that you have created it before, maybe you created in your week 2 and week 3 tasks, you did it on your VS Code before you move it to your replit. You can just copy and paste. So this is what I have here. This one too, index.css and index.js. So now if you come here now and you are saying something like this now, maybe this is my flexbox assignment, flexbox task. Maybe this is for week 3 now. Now I'm having all this for week 3 now. So this is my, now assuming this is what I have now, I'm in week 3 branch. I'll say git add now. Now I don't want to add, let me say git status. Now I'm having this now. Now let me say I'm having git. I want to add, I only have, because I'm only having git. I think another way of, let me see if it works. Tax 1, I think this should work. Let me see tax 2. Maybe this is how you want to, if you want. Okay, so you can only add one, you can only add one file or one folder together. And make sure you cannot add an empty folder, please. If you try it will not work. So don't forget, if this folder is empty, it will not work. I've tried it, it didn't work. So please don't try it. So now you can add individual folder, or you can add it individually, or you can add it like now this thing is popping up on my screen. So git add, let's say tax 1. I've added tax 1. Why? Oh, I gave space. Git add tax 1. There's space there. Am I not right? Let me just let me rename this and let me remove this. So I'm having this, instead of this, let me delete this space. So now I've added tax 1 like this. So you can also add tax 2. Now you can say git status so that you can be able to know. Now, for example, now look at these pages now. I do not really want this my index.html. Maybe I only want tax 1 and text 2. I only want tax 1 and text 2. I can remove other file. I can say git. You can see git remove. I think there is let me just do git add first so I can see git add. I'm adding all the file now. Let me put git status now. Now, if I want, this is what I'm having here. I can remove all this file. That is git, I think rm index.css. No, as you know, I've removed index.css from this. I also want to remove index.html here. Sorry, I want to remove index.html also. Also, I want to remove index.js. So I've removed, I'm only having tax 1 and tax 2. This is what I have for my week 3. Let me confirm. Let me say git branch again. So this is what I have for my week 3. And let me say git status. So now, I'm changed to be committed. So now this is what I have here now. If I now write git push here now, let's see what we have here. Because I don't need to, everything is up to date. So I think I've not made a commit. That's why git commit. Now I'm adding this commit now. Let me say added tax 1 and tax 2. So now it has added these 2 now. So all this one has been deleted. I don't have it again. So now if I now run git push now like this, so there will definitely be change. Now, so if I go to my browser here now, and I run and I refresh this page now, you can see now for this week 3 tax, I'm only having tax 1 and tax 2. Tax 1 and tax 2. This is what I have for my week 3. You can come here. I always advise you now. Yeah, the best practice for you to also create a README file. Just come here. It should not be here. It should be outside. It should be outside the folder now. I don't know, but I can say, if I say readme.empty markdown. So now I want it to be outside. I can just drop it outside like this. So I've created another readme file. So now I can now say here, now I told you to use a website to create, that's what we call readme.so. So if I come here now, I'm working on what you are going to be doing on readme.so. So now you can get started like this. This is an example of this is what we are going to be using. Let me say what I want here is week 3 task. Now you have to know about Markdown. I think H1 is one hash key. If I do 2, it will be, you can see 3, 4, 5, 6. So it will be smaller like this, but heading 1 is this hash. Heading 1 is this. Let me go to raw. Okay, heading 1 is this. So now I said with 3 tags, I can comment this. Sorry, I don't need this. So now let me say week 3 tags by Isiaka and Nebili. So this is what I have. You can add more. You can add badges. You can write environment variable, frequently asked question. What are frequently asked questions? Question 1. What's my question 1 is I think I have a message. Yes, they should not match. Nobody should don't match. If you match, it's because the commit is different. It's going to fail. So you don't need to match. I'm not saying you should match. My question 1 is, let's say, what is Git? What is Git? So answer 1 is, if you match, you should do it again now. Answer 1 is Git is a version control system. Git is a version control system. So now I want to just now, so you can write a lot of things. You can add your skills. So because we'll still come to that. If you want to add your skill, this is my skill. I've added everything. Now see my preview now. So this is what I have in my preview. I can now come here, go to my raw here like this and copy it. If I copy it here now, and I'll paste it here. If I paste it here like this, that is all what you need for your README file. You may not put a read. You can write any README if you feel like write any README that you feel like. Now I've made changes now, so I can git add again. Git commit. I can write that what I've added a README file. Now I can push this to my remote. No, so if I push it now and I go back to my GitHub like this, if I refresh this page now, you can see now I'm having a README file that makes sense. So you are going to be using, because when you are doing your project, you are going to be using, you'll be writing, you need to put a README. So people will know what your project is all about. You can see now, this is fine. Please don't compare and pull requests. If you compare and pull requests, it might be one, you can see you cannot match automatically, because what is in my week 1 is quite different from what is in my week 3. So our advice, you should not merge, so you will not create conflicts. So now this is my week 1, and I can go to my week 3 like this. So this is my week 3 that I just make changes. So that's how I expected. I will check online to see if I have any question. So I'm trying to check if I have any question. So if you are liking this, please try and if you are liking this, you should like this this me and this class by me and Victoria. Make sure you like it, like the video. I want it to have the highest like. If you have, are we pushing anything to our main branch? I don't have a main branch, so I don't know if you have if you have what is supposed to be there. There's nothing that's supposed to be there. You can delete a branch. For example, now you can always come here. This is my community. This here, if I come to my branch here, you can always delete your branch. You can see here now. I can delete this branch. You can if I can delete it now. Now I've deleted my week 3 branch, so there's nothing like week 3 again, but I can restore it back. So you can delete your main branch if you create it to main. You should not. So I hope that's clear. I think Victoria is attending to most of the questions, so I don't need to be worried. So this is how I expected you to do your work. Please, I'm not expecting. Don't just send me a README file of your. Don't just put your replit. I've seen some submission like that. Please go and make it. You can in your README file for week 3. You can just put your replit. You can put your replit link here in your README file. It's possible. But I want all your tasks here to be inside. What you did inside that replit, I want you to create a folder, because that will make sure that you understand what has been done. So now I'm in week 3 now. I can also go to my week 5. You can say I say git check out week 5. Week 5 is not, let me see git branch. Let me see the branch I have. Okay, I don't have week 5. So I can say, I said week git check out week 1. So now you can see that this is what I have with my week 1. You can see all this one have been deleted. They are not in my week 1, so you can, it's not need to be there. You can delete it. So in my week 1, what do I have? Any tax you have there, you create the folder that you have. Let me say I have tax. Let me call it tax week 1. Maybe I'm also have another tax called tax. I don't want it to be tax week 2. I want this to be I want it to be outside like this. So these are the 2 files I'm having. If I run git, this one will not work unless that if there's no file inside the folder, the git will not work. So now I can say index.html, and I can say index.css. So now I have this these 2 inside my tax 1, and this one too. I can create another one. You can create index.js here. I can create index.js here. So now I have all this now. So I can go and stage it. I want to add all, and git commit added tax for week 1. Now let me see. Okay, sorry, git status. I want to. Okay. Okay, now I'm still going to talk about your. Now I want to remove some things. I want to remove this index. Git removes our index.html. I don't want it index.html like this. I want to remove this git rm index.html. And there is you can see now I'm having this one here. It's telling me that there's a pending change. Also, okay, sorry, we have removed that. The other one is index.js, and the last one is index.css. So I'm coming to that provide.sme. I'm going to be having a good profile. I'm going to go that before we round up the class. Now, this is what I have now. I'm only having my tax week 1 and week 2. So I can make another commit. It's add git commit. I can say remove. I've removed unnecessary. I've removed unnecessary files. So now, if I say git push again, since I've already added, I hope we already have week 1. We already have it. So now, if I come here, we have the remote of it. If I come here now and you can see now, this is my week 1, tax week 1. This is my last commit. This is my last commit. And you can always check, okay, you can always check what you make changes for. You can always check, you can always check the changes you make, sure. So maybe we'll come to that now. Now, this is what I have for my week 1, and you can always switch to branches. You can always switch to branches. And then this, I don't want this. I want it to come as a branches. So I can just, let me just, I don't want this. I want something like this. So I'm already have week 1. I have week 1 branch, and I have week 3 branch. So, and they contain 2 different things. You can see my week, this is my week 3. It contains this, and this is my week 1. It contains this. You can also add a README file to your week one. I can come here now and I can add README, anything you call it, readme.md. So I want it to be outside. So now you can just write my replit URL. Your replit URL is blah 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 is this. So now I've added this. Now I can make the commit. Git add, git commit. I can say added. What did I had? I had a README file. Added a README file. So now I can also make a push. Since I've added it, it's push like this, and that will be fine. So from here now, my week one and week three now has, you can see now, my week one and week three now has a commit. They now have a README file. So that's how you are going to be doing it for the two classes. I'll welcome question before I go to the last step part, in which I want you to have a profile. Thank you, Victoria, for reminding me. If this class seems interested to you, make sure you like our video. You can always use your Git. Terminal is terminal. Yes, you can use your Git bash, but inside, I don't know, you can use I'm using my VS Code. You can decide to use your terminal. I'm using my VS Code terminal. You can decide to use your normal CMD or your normal command prompts, or you can also use your you can also use any terminal. It will be fine. So for week 5, now I'm saying this again. Your week 5 will only have a README file. That's only what your week 5 is going to have, because there's nothing that we didn't have any design or anything we did. So your week 5 will only have README file. I'm saying it again. Your week 5 will only have README file. Yes, once you install Git, and for you to know that if you have Git, you can run this command. Now, if I go to my normal disk, I think the command is now if I run Git ww version, I think it's supposed to work. It's supposed to be double. You can see now if you run Git version, Git this version, and it's supposed to give you the version you are working on. If it didn't give you any version, then you don't have Git installed. So if you have Git installed, once you run this, it will give you the version you have. I hope that is clear. Now, the last part before we round up this class is how you create a profile. Because in your task, you are told to create a profile. Now, how do you create that profile? Now, because you say now, update your profile with your GitHub link, and you set up using this link I've explained. Now, how do you do this C? This first one is that this first number B is just that you should have your GitHub profile making sense like this. That means you should have, if I click on my profile like this, if I click on my profile like this, if I click on my profile like this, you can see now I'm talking about this profile. You should be able to edit this, go and edit this your profile, write anything you want, display local time. I want it to display local time. This is my Twitter. I'm not hiding my website. As much as possible, this is what I'm saying. Make sure you have this profile. That's for number B. That's for option B. So that's for option B. That's for option B. So now for option C now, you have to create, there's something, you have to create another repo for that option C. Now I'll come here. You are going to create a special repo. We call it a special repo. We call it a special repo. And I think, okay, maybe in our next class, we'll talk about how you can make contribution, inshallah. We'll talk about how you can make contribution. Every one of you are going to be having branch on my repo. You are going to fork it. I'll walk you through how you are going to fork a repo, how you are going to make a commit. What we are going to be doing, by God's grace, is that we are going to be adding a contribution page. We are going to be adding our picture and our name. We are going to fork it, and we are going to add everyone. We are going to have a branch, and we are going to be merging it together. So we are going to be having everyone on front end. We are going to be having our profile on a GitHub. So I'm going to talk about that in our next class. Yeah. So now, the last part is that the last part is you are going to the profile aspect. There's something we call a special repo. A special repo is a repo that your repository name is the same name as your GitHub profile name. My own GitHub profile name is Isiaka AB. If I want to write another special repo now, it is going to be Isiaka ABD. You can see now it's telling me that what? Because I already have. You can see now this is telling me that is a special repo. You can see, let me zoom very well. It's telling me that Isiaka ABD, that means the same username is same thing as my my repository name. They are the same. So now I'm having my repository name and my username as the same thing. Now
Isiaka, can you hear me?
Sorry, I've been muted since. Oh my God. Victoria, please, where last do you hear me? I don't know. I was muted. Sorry, I muted myself. Sorry. Thank you, Chamaka. I muted myself and I've said a lot of things. Oh, Sammy Berry, thank you. Chamaka, I was expecting you should really want you should flash me as my yes ma as my class rep. Sorry, I didn't know I was muted and it's been long and I've been talking. Now let me just have a quick recap. What I was saying is that your option C, the option C of your task is to create a profile. And for you to create a profile, you need to use a special repo. That special repo, how you create a special repo is that you are going to be having your username as your repository name. That's how you are going to create a special repo. I'll go over it again. So sorry, I don't know, I've been muted. Now, if I come here now, if you don't have the special repo, yeah, it's only Chamaka. So now, if I come here now and create another repo. Now, if you want to create, I need to create a repo that have this name, Isiaka ABD. So I'm going to zoom so I can all see. Now, I hope you can all hear me. Yeah. Now, the name of the repo is Isiaka ABD. So it is going to be, you can see now, they are telling me that Isiaka ABD and Isiaka ABD is a special repo that you can use to add the readme.md to your GitHub profile. Make sure it is public and initialize with readme to get started. So this is my repo. This is my repo here. So now, this might, because I already have one, I can't create another one. So if you don't have one, you can just create it. Because me, I already have one. I'll have to go back to the one I have and make that changes. Now I can search for Isiaka ABD here. That my special repo. I can search for it here. If you look at it, this is it here. Now, you can see it here. Now this is the repo. What you only need to do is you just need to edit this your readme file. I already have this now. I can come here now and click on edit now. Now, if I click on edit, you can see now this is what I have. This is the preview. If I can add something, my name is Isiaka Abdullah. I can add Akinkunmi to it. And you can see the preview here. My name is Isiaka Abdullah Akinkunmi. So now you can see, so we have this now. I've not made this commit, but now for you to be able to write a good profile readme, because your profile readme must be neat and be good. So we give you a website called readme.so. So this is the website here. Now this is where you are going to be adding. So now you have a lot of things that you can add. You can add your Gmail profile, your environment variable. For example, now I want to add this my profile. You can see my portfolio. I can say my portfolio here is this, blah, blah, blah. So I've made changes to my LinkedIn. I've made changes to this now. If I do preview now, if you look at it now, you can see now I'm having this now. I'm having this. You can always make changes with the you can always make changes now. Now, you can now call you now. What you're just going to do is that you copy what you have here, copy it like this, and you copy it like this, and you go and paste it in your README file. You just copy here and come here, and this profile here, Control A and you just Control V. That's only what you need. I'm not going to make changes. You just Control V, and you are going to go to my preview. See everything. You make sure that everything is okay. If this is okay by you now, I can come here now, write a commit message. Updated my README my README file on the 24th November. Am I sure? 24 October 2022. Now, if I didn't write this commit message, this placeholder you are writing here, you are seeing here is what is going to be displayed. So now, if I didn't put any commit message here, this one will be displayed. But I want this commit message. So this is my commit message now. I updated my README file on 24, blah, blah, blah. Commit. So you don't need to write this. You can write it if you are going to be fucking, you can read more about this. So I'm going to commit this change. So now these changes has now appeared. So now this is what we are expecting you to have. So whenever someone comes to your into your website, someone come into your profile now, if I go to my profile now, the person will be able to see your README file. So now, so this is what we are expecting you. So once I check your profile now, I should be able to see something like this. I should be able to see something like this. So I hope that is clear. I'll be checking through my question before we round up the class, unless my senior colleague has something to add. So I'll be checking my question and see what so now yeah, thank you. Please, if you miss any of this, I think my class is a little bit explanatory. I think so. If you miss any of this class, you can just watch the video again. So if you watch this video, I believe you should be able to do this week assignments effectively. So that's all. That's all what we have. It's only Chamaka, only and I alone. So I think that's all what we have for this week. So this is all what we have for this. This is all what we have for this week. So I think I've made an explanation about. So your option C, you can see now that option C is also 3 points. So make sure you do it very well. So make sure you had a lot of things. I've used this readme.so to do it and make changes. You can also write some kind of style. See the convention on how to write it. And you should also read on how to use markup. It's not everything we have to talk about. You should be able to make research on your own. No, don't. It is a special repo. It will not bring that. It is a special repo. It will not bring that. So now, I hope everyone is clear. So what I meant by set up your username.md file on GitHub using this is what I've just explained. Update your profile with your GitHub link. Okay, I will explain that again. Miracle. What I only mean by that is this. I'm talking about this aspect. This is your profile. This is your profile here. Main stack developer. Now I want to update and say tutor. I'm tutor at Zuri team. At Zuri team. I'm a tutor at Zuri team. So now this is what I was expecting. This is what I expected by your profile. You should have a profile here. Apart from this, your README, you should have a profile here. So now I'm having 53 followers and 20 following. So you should have something like this. This is what I mean by. This is what I meant by. This is what I meant by having a profile. I hope that is clear and that is explanatory enough. So I've explained B again, Victoria. I think I've just explained B again. Miracle, do you understand now? That's what I just explained now. Let me check if Victoria have a message for me. No. Yeah, thank you. The reason why one thing is this: don't overcomplicate things. When you start doing it, Francis said, lay your hand on it. Once you, because this question you're asking is not pertaining to it. Once you have a a special repo. You only need a special repo. It's just your special repo that you're going to do it. This username.md, you don't need to have it again. It is the special repo I was referring to. It is your special repo that I was referring to. You're not doing two README file. It's only your special repo that you should have this. Once you make your special repo, you don't need to have a README file, because that your special repo is a README file. If you look at my own here, it's just a README. My Isiaka at Isiaka is just a README file. If I go back here, let me go to my that repo. This Isiaka, you can see it is just like a repo, but the only thing it has is README file. Don't add another README. If you add another README, it might bring issue for you. So I hope this is clear. You can see Isiaka is a special repository. So that's how you're going to do it, yeah. So I hope that is clear. So I think that's all. I think we can, if that is clear, I believe in our, sorry, Victoria, please, a minute. I believe in our next class, we'll talk about merging, how you can merge, how you can contribute, because how you can collaborate with another ones. I'll make sure I create a repo that every one of us can add our image and our name. So if you had your image, your website, your portfolio, and your GitHub, and a short bio, we are going to be creating a README file, a contributor file to it. So we are going to be having it. An example of contributor file is this. If you search for example, now, if I search for, let me say VS Code, VS Code 2 also has a VS Code also have let me just search for VS Code repo. VS Code repo like this. Now, if I click on this now, you can see this VS Code repo. So you can see now we are having contributor, contributor page. We are having contributor.md. So what we are also going to be having something like this. We are going to be having contributor.md page. We are going to be having this. Every one of us, we are going to add our picture. Then we are going to add in our profile. We are going to be adding your name, your profile. So make sure you don't miss my next class tomorrow. So that's what we are going to do. So you know how to collaborate with other people. So we are going to be having several merge where, and we're going to be having conflict. So we are going to be doing it together. So I believe with that we'll be able to understand details about Git and GitHub. But for today, we have explained thoroughly about the assignment. I hope there will not be any further question about the assignment, and I hope it is self-explanatory. So I'll hand over to my senior colleague if there's anything. So if there's nothing, we have explained everything we are going to be needing for the task, so we can call it a day. So Victoria, please, if you have anything.
Oh, hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So some people are asking how they will submit the special repo.
You are not submitting it. Once you send us once you submit to your link, once you submit now, for example, now,
maybe I should just.
Can you hear me, Victoria?
Isiaka, go on, please.
Okay. Now you don't need to submit your special repo. You don't need to submit it. Now we are going to know. This is how we are going to know. For example, now, let me look for assignment tags I created now. Now assuming this is the repo. If I'm to submit the assignment, just like you have been told, this is my repo now. If I'm submitting this now, this is how we are going to check. Let me open this in a incognito file, in a browser file. Sorry, I'll open it here now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
So now, if assuming this is the link I submit, and this is the link you are expected to submit, the only thing we are expecting to be different is like now, if it is Victoria that is submitting this, it can only change this to, like, let me say Victoria like this. But because it is me that having this, so we are expecting you to have the same URL like this. The only thing that will be different is this Isiaka ABD will be your own nick, your own username. Now, if I submit this now, how do I know your profile? How do I know your README profile? Once I click on this now, you can see now it has shown my profile, despite the fact that I'm not logging. So it has shown my profile. You can see now I'm not logging, I'm not signing. So this is how we are going to know if you do the tax, the B and C. So this is how we are going to know. This is how we are going to grade you. So you don't need to submit. You don't need to submit anything apart from what you are told to submit, like this. This is what you are told to submit in your assignment. You are told to submit something like this. You know, if I click on this link now, it will take me to that my repo. If I click on this link now, you can see now it's taking me to that repo. So I hope that is clear. You don't for each branch you create, you can add and you may not add. I added to my own, but if you don't add, you are not going to penalize. So just like as Victoria said, it's not necessary. Only week 5 that you are you are required to add a README file. Only week 5 you are only required, is a must, because you don't have any project there. Charles, are you just joining? Sonia, why are we creating the once you click on that, once you try to create it, it will tell you why. It will tell you what the uses of what that special folder is. It will tell you the reason why it is. It's just for you to be able to have a good profile. For example, is your own profile as fine as my own? You can answer the question. Is your GitHub profile, is it as fine as my own? If it is not, that's the reason why you need to create that special repo.
Please, the special repo you are creating is just for you to have a nice GitHub profile, right?
Yeah.
A profile that talks about you. So the special repo is for your own good. When people check your GitHub account, when people check your GitHub account, it should be that, oh, they can see something about you. Just the way we have Isiaka's GitHub account here. It says, I am Isiaka Abdullahi. And then you can see at the side, right, under his picture, you can see some things about him. That is just the reason why you need the special repo. And the special repo, you can only create it once, right? GitHub only gives you the privilege to create it once. So, but you can edit it over time. So having your Twitter profile or your LinkedIn profile, just display something about yourself. So when somebody comes to your GitHub, they can, get an idea of, right? Some developers, most times when you want to get a job, you just submit your GitHub as your resume. So your GitHub will have so many things about you, about yourself, and then your project you have worked on. So if you have a GitHub and you don't have anything about yourself, I don't think it is nice. That is
Is it my network or your own network? It's breaking up.
I don't know. So like, you didn't hear what I said?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, I just explained why the GitHub repo is important. So I think they heard me.
I think they had you.
Also, you can design your
Charles,
repo anyhow
Charles,
you want it.
Charles, if your own is your own is finer than mine, I'll look for your submission, and I'll be the one to grade you. If it's not fine, then we shall see.
So please, you're Gene. You so have your push your.
It seems your network is not Bitfair. It's getting dark, sha. We are not going to penalize you if you have a main branch week 3, week 4, and week 5. We are not going to penalize you. So, but what we exactly want is week 3, week 4, and week 5. So I hope you can do that. Just try it. It's not difficult. So I think Victoria's network is not too good. So I'll continue. So I think that's all. We are waiting for your question. I think we have answered most of the question here. For anyone that doesn't attend the that's why I usually interact less in the group, because on Slack, because most of these things have been said all over and over and over again. We are coming almost every day to explain this thing, but people will still not say, at least watch one. Okay, I am Charles. I'm waiting for you, Shao. So that's all about it. I think if you don't have much question, please don't merge. Me, I'm not pleading. You can merge. See it and merge and see what is going to happen. It's good if you have an experience, either good or bad. The experience is an experience. So you can merge, see what happens, and once you see what happens, if it is not good, you start over again. It's also a good way of learning. At times, when you run into problem, it leads you to a lot of experience. So, Victoria, would you like to share your repo? You said they want to see your own. I can stop sharing.
Okay, let me just show my own. I have. Isiaka, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
You can see that it looks beautiful, right? So you can design your, pictures, something about that. So you can have this animation. So for Replit, let me just quickly explain Replit. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
I doubt I'll be able to explain successfully. So you can just continue. I'll explain the Replit part in my next office hour.
Okay, I think we have to round up 6:50. So this is almost 6:46. So I don't see much question. So what time is your class tomorrow? The calendar doesn't show me we have classes. I don't even know. I think my class is 10 or so. Oh, please sorry if I. Okay, I didn't know. Sorry, I'm not threatening you. It's good. Try it. You can try and merge. If it doesn't work, start afresh, and you should not merge. At least you should see what will happen. At the end, you should always see the end of the tunnel. If there is light, go there and check if there is light. Don't just believe that there's light at the end of the tunnel. So in summary, please, after creating the assignment repo, the default branch, which is usually main, should be named to week 3, and then subsequent like week 3, week 4, and week 5. Yes, that's fine. Yeah, Clifford, that's it. Mr. Isiaka and Ms. Victoria, thanks for the class today. It was really helpful and well. Thank you. I think my class tomorrow is like 10. My class tomorrow is like 10. So I think so. So, sorry, I have a question. So
they want a summary on everything about the assignment. Maybe you can give a summary, very brief summary.
Okay, finally, let's make the last summary. The last summary is that you are going to create you are going to submit a single repo, and that repo will be github.com/your username /assignment. Any other thing apart from that, it is 0.5. Your GitHub name for the tags should be named assignments, plural assignments. And inside it should have 3 branches. The branches are week 3, week 4, and week 5. Your week 3 should consist of all the work that you have done in week 3, not just the README file. You are going to, in your index, you are going to create, if it is 2 projects, you work on, you create folder 1, folder 2 inside that your week 3 branch. Then you are going to create index.html for, just like we did it. The website this website should be runnable. The reason being that with that now, you have a project online. You have a project on GitHub. So you might finish this program now. Someone said that you should send in your GitHub link. What the person wants to know is not about how long you have been coding. Sometimes it's just to know if you can use GitHub, because you need to be able to collaborate with others. Whatever you are doing, it can't be in the system. You have to send it to another person. Another person needs to see it. Another person needs to read your code. So sometimes people ask for your GitHub profiles to be sure that you can be able to collaborate. Okay. So sometimes people usually ask for your GitHub, so they were able to know that you can collaborate. So it's better. You have some project on it. So just don't just push README file on your GitHub. So push individual files that you have done for week 3 and week 4. Put it there. Only week 5 you are expected to just have a README, because you don't have anything there. So new to that. So the other thing you have to have is your special. Is it special? Your special or your unique repo. That your unique repo will have the same thing as your name. For example, my GitHub URL is profile name is Isiaka ABD. So if I make another repo as Isiaka ABD, that will be a special repo. And that special repo, the only thing you only need to do is you should go and edit the README file. You just go and edit the README file. What you are going to put in the README file, we already give you a website called readme.su. Go through it, make fun with it, do a lot of things with it. Then just copy the code, the markup, copy it, and you copy it and you paste it in your README file. Add a commit message. If you like, you don't add, it's still going to work. Then you push, you save. That will be all you need to do. You don't need to submit the URL for that. Once you submit that your profile, once you submit that your GitHub GitHub assignment that has assignments, we were able to see your profile. So you don't need to submit, you are not to submit 2 links, you are just to submit a single link for the assignment. I hope that is crystal clear. So that's the summary of today's class. So tomorrow we'll be going to another level on, by God's grace, we're going to another level on how we can fork a repo. We'll be moving. I will not be talking anything related to the assignments again personally. So I will always, my orga can, if you ask me and I say I'm not doing it, I can always reference you to this video. So the other thing we are going to be doing is that we are going to see how we can use Git, apart from doing this assignment, how we can collaborate with it, how we can do things together with it. So that's what I will be doing in my subsequent classes. Thank you all for joining the class. If you make sure you like this video that me and Victoria did. If you're enjoying it, please make sure you like it. And yeah, with this now, I think we should, from my head now, someone said I'm hungry. Maybe it's true. So it's already time. So let's see. Thank you, Jerry Chamaka. It's not hunger. I just want to rest. Yes, I want to rest. But nevertheless, it's like something is fishy. So with that being said, I think we should call it a day. Thank you from my own hand. Thank you all for joining the class. It's nice speaking with all of you, and I'm happy that a quite large number of people understood the class. So over to my boss. Victoria, over to you.
Thank you so much, Isiaka. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending our class today. So I want to tell you all that development, right? What makes you a developer is the fact that you can develop things, right? You can develop things. You don't need to cram everything to be called a developer, right? Developers do not know it all. Don't get it twisted. You cannot know everything, but you can gain a sufficient amount of knowledge. And also, one reason we have Google, one reason we have the internet is to help us when we cannot remember things or when we are actually having issues. And that is one reason why we also have Stack Overflow, where developers go to for their issues to get solutions, right? So you do not need to feel worried if you do not know all the Git commands, or if things looks difficult for now. You do not need to be worried. You just need to take things slow and steady. Once you're trying to push from your system, or you're trying to use Replik, anything at all that you cannot find your way around, you can reach out to us on Slack. And if it's something that you feel, you want to research on your own, you can simply use Google, right? You can simply use Google and the internet, right? Because one thing too is, as a developer, you have to have research skill, because when you start working for companies and you start building real world solutions, nobody's going to be there to really help you, right? And people that you may want to run to for help, they might be busy doing their own things. So you need to know how to research on your own as a developer to be able to survive, right? Because the whole developer space is all about learning, researching, and thinking of and seeing how you can combine different things to produce a solution, right? Or to build something, basically. So take your time, practice little by little, and it just comes with once you start practicing and you start doing some things. Like when you started now, you may not know, HTML has body and head section, right? But with time, when you kept on doing the HTML5, you kept on opening an HTML page, something just stuck to your brain, right? You didn't necessarily cram it, it just stuck to your brain because you have been doing it continuously, right? So that is really how the developer space works. You can't cram things, you only learn by doing. And when you get stuck, do not feel intimidated. If anyone tells you, you don't know, you mean you don't know Git push, and if you don't feel intimidated, you are learning, right? And even if, for example, you cannot cram, oh, Git remote, this thing, that, you cannot cram that. That doesn't mean you're not fit to build something, right? So relax, don't feel overwhelmed. Just take it slow and steady, and you can always reach out to us on Slack or check the resources over and over again. Yeah, so thank you so much for attending the class. My next episode is on Wednesday. Thank you so much, Isiaka. It's a wonderful class. I personally learned so much. Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much. All right. I think we can end the class now.
Okay, I'll end this now.
Okay, please do.